safety, and I hope I'm conveying this accurately. The two of us that voted against it put more emphasis on the comprehensive plan of the town and future development of the town and housing. And that land for potential new housing would have a premium in our town. And we felt that as members of the Planning Commission, that we needed to look at that in particular. Safety was another concern. One of my other main concerns was public interest. And we had held two public hearings and no one had spoken in favor of that location other than the rescue squad. The two members that spoke for the conditional use permit were concerned about the rescue squad having adequate on which to operate.
Okay. Could you, Dr. Goins was out of town, he couldn't call in his vote or by speakerphone?
Out of town visiting somebody. And we've been trying to have this meeting for over a week.
Okay, I think I left to bring this information to us, Daniel. I feel like that the council needs to make a decision on this tonight, so we can accept this site or take it off the table and give the rescue squad, if they're not in favor of it, we vote against it, we have the opportunity to receive whatever program they want to do, where they want to locate, and what needs to be done to get this site established. So I would ask if anybody on council have any comment about this.
I think it's going to be difficult since we're not given a real clear direction by the Planning Commission. Probably it's hard for us to come up with a decision that we think's in the best interest of the majority of people when we can't get the majority vote from the Planning Commission.
I believe that the council's sole task in this whole issue is to determine whether or not we would favor a limited use change for that zoning in that area on Ingalls Street, and that is the one thing we really need to be concerned with. That's the only matter before us, is whether or not we will approve that measure. And I think, therefore, I believe we should move forward and get this issue resolved one way or the other.
Are you going to comment?
No, not at all.
Jeff? Well, your feeling is that without a clear vote one way or the other from the Planning Commission.
Well, what our true task is a zoning decision.
And then I want to make a motion to that effect that we bring to a vote whether to accept or to either accept the change in the zoning commission or accept the zoning ordinance or to turn it down.
Can somebody explain that? Explain that.
Now, what we're going to be voting on is the changing of the zone. In other words, whether it's residential or the business general. So that's basically what we're voting on.
So if we voted not to remain the way it is, we're voting no for the site.
That's correct.
You're voting to approve or disapprove a conditional use permit. That's what you're voting on.
Okay.
If you vote for the conditional use permit, then that would permit the rescue squad to utilize that site for a rescue squad. If you don't approve a conditional use permit, then they would not be able to use that site. So the issue is whether to approve or not approve a conditional use permit.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Could you all, or if you have looked at the other side?
We haven't walked it, no ma'am. But like I explained to Ms. Bertram and the planning commission, excuse me, unless I misunderstand, the talk was for the Hickory Street site to be 2 acres to include the wetlands. I and the rescue squad do not want any part of that wetlands. We don't have the resources, the money, the knowledge, or the time to put into keeping up with the wetlands. So if there's going to be something to Hickory Street, we need 2 acres without the wetlands. The wetlands need to stay to the town. Otherwise, my firm stance is on Ingalls Street.
But several months ago, that was, the Hickory site was your first choice, from what I understand.
It's been longer than that. It's been a year or more since I had approached Ms. Bertram about the Hickory Street site a while ago.
And we didn't know about the wetlands there, or did you look at the map? Or?
No, I didn't know about any of that.
North of the wetland. The thing I would consider is, I would not be in favor of the rescue squad personally coming out on Chestnut Street as an entrance. You have to come out on Locust Street, because we're going to create a whole lot of controversy as far as the church is concerned with one person, one group, and you're going to have some flack thrown at you from the people that live on Chestnut. So, I mean, I feel is, if you go to that site, then the 2 acres would have to be with an entry to the front on the Hickory Street.
Right.
I don't think that'd be a problem. The question is, we need to have some type of a plan as to how the building is going to be drawn up, and there'll have to be surveyed. I mean, I know you folks don't want to spend any money doing it, but if you want to even consider that site, or want us to consider that site, then I think we need to proceed with that. First, we need to vote on this resolution, or this program's on the floor right now, and we'll go from there.
My stance is I still want, excuse me, I still want Ingalls Street. So
there's, that's up in the air, totally, really. So what I'd like to do is, if it's proper, we'll call for a vote on would you read that back to Mr. Davis said?
You're voting to approve their application for a conditional use permit to allow the rescue squad to be able to use the site on Ingalls Street.
Okay.
So a yes vote says we're giving them permission to do that.
Correct.
A no vote says
You're
we're
approving
not.
the conditional use permit.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And this would be a tied decision from the planning commission.
Do you have a first and second already on this motion?
We need to make a motion that we vote on the conditional request for a conditional use permit on the Ingalls Street property.
Do we have a second? Well, we're at a stage of no second, so it doesn't pass.
If I have a second, the whole thing, it's no,
We have to have a second to bring it to a vote.
so what happens now?
What happens now? The property stays as it's present, because there's not a second to vote in favor or against it.
Well, I think they deserve a vote, so I'll second if I got back.
That's fine.
Councilman Urban?
No.
You're voting to,
No.
No.
are we voting for the conditional use permit currently, or are we voting to make a motion to vote on the conditional use permit?
I made the motion to second it to vote on it.
Vote on the ordinance.
Okay.
We need,
So you're making a no vote on the Councilman Umstead.
Okay, I lost me. Where you, where were you?
You're voting on the conditional use permit.
Yes.
Councilman Alton.
No.
Vice Mayor Hiller.
I think this is extremely difficult. I would certainly like to know if there are other options that could be considered. So right now, because of what the community has, the feedback that I've received as far as safety and that type of thing, I'm voting no.
Mayor Brinkley.
and I vote no. My main issue is the safety part of it.
So you had a vote of what, 4?
Is there any other bids to come before our meeting? If not, I ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.